All right. Hello, and welcome to Channel DWTT, where I'll be discussing my five. I'm Gary, and I'll be talking about the Manchester United match that just finished in a 0-0 draw. I guess, first up, we'll kind of take a little bit a look at the lineup. First things we noticed is that Saka wasn't there. We already had known that Aubameyang was going to be missing, so that was expected. Tierney and Marie also weren't able to make the game, so they weren't even on the bench. Looking at the lineup, I expected to see Martinelli out there. Uh, the center backs was holding Luis. So I thought, that's been working. So we'll see how it goes today. I was a little surprised when I guess I saw Cedric and Bellerin on the outside, so that was great. Um, I mean, all in all, it looked like a solid team. I was hoping to see Gabriel play, but that's I don't think he's ready yet. All right, so let's go into uh, my pregame, my five. So basically, my list. The players going into the game that I wanted to take a look at was Partey, Pepe, Martinelli, Cedric, and Bellerin. Wanted to see how Partey progressed from game to game because the more games he plays, I feel like the better we're going to see. We're going to see more from him. So looking forward to see what he did. Pepe got his chance in the last game, was able to score, and I was looking forward to seeing how he would progress in this game. A much tougher opponent, uh, even though they were coming off a loss, which was one of the things that concerned me. Martinelli, starting out on the left, he didn't get a chance to get in the last game. So I was hoping to see how he would do in this one. I mean, I think he's still not there yet, still not in form or healthy as we would like, but we wanted to see how he was going to do. Cedric was going to be sitting in that left back spot for Tierney, so he had a decent game last one. I was hoping to see exactly the same this one. And then on the other side, Bellerin on the right hand side, wanted to see how he was going to do. Based on how the game went. To see how he's actually going to do it is really what I wanted to see. But once the game's completed and got a chance to go back and look at least the first 60 minutes of the game. My five that I'm actually going to talk about is Partey, Pepe, Martinelli, and then actually William because he did come in and sub for him, Cedric and Holding. Yeah, Bellerin didn't make didn't make it into the final cut. Uh, I it wasn't as if I saw anything negative from him. I didn't see anything as positive from him either. I don't know. It just seemed like they were trying to attack the Cedric side a little bit more. That's where it seemed like the ball was going to be most of the time. Um, but it did. We were able to help keep them out, of course. So they did work out. Bellerin, I mean, got pushed off the ball one time that led to an attack. Lost the ball, but those are things that we've seen before. So nothing drastic happened. Just as I like to say, if I'm not talking much about Bellerin and Xhaka, then I'm feeling that the game went well for us, and in this case, it did. So if we get into my five, we'll start off with Holding. Yeah, I looking at this game, one of the things, at least in the first half, that I noticed a lot is that Holding's name was being called, from the commentators and what I was seeing on the field as well. He was in there making some stops, seemed to be solid there, and I think that's maybe why it didn't seem as if Bellerin was, at least creating any problems for us, because I think Holding actually was having a good game. Uh, and I like to see that. So the more that he's out there, the better off. I mean, he seems to be solid back there, and probably will hold on to his spot. And we'll just have there be a bat on the left hand side if that's the way Arteta wants to go. But all in all, I think Holden had a decent game, and that's why he makes the five. Next up, we have Cedric. Filling in for Tierney. He he. I think he had a good game, right? From what I saw, I mean, offensively and defensively, he was pretty good for what we need in terms of a backup. He's not our starter, so if that's what we're going to get from him, I'll take that all day. He made some forward movements going forward. Made some came back and made some defensive moves. I mean, all in all, I think he did what we wanted, and it's good to see he helped with the press. And that was one of the things that I thought was going to be a little surprising, that we actually did press a lot in this game, and he was helpful in that respect, getting the ball back and putting some pressure on United. So all in all, I think he had a good day. Liked what I saw. We weren't able to score, but uh, I think in all, he did a good job. Okay. And one of the things is I didn't miss Tyranny as much as I thought I would, so that's a plus. All right. Next off, I'm going to go actually with Partey. Another game in. I think I believe it was 3 games in a row he started or played in. So the more I see him out there, the more comfortable I like the middle. I mean, he did make many of his passes were off, and I'm hoping that that's just rust. It's going to take him a little time, one to get back into form, but also I think it's going to take him a little time to get used to the game. In some cases, I think he may stayed a little too long on the ball. In some cases, I think he just needed to make the easier pass. All in all, I think I like having him out there, and I feel comfortable with him there. And I believe he helps out that middle. So, we don't have to talk much about Xhaka when he's out there, because I feel like we've got a solid tandem there with those two in the middle. So yeah, I'll take Partey all day out there. Um, the last thing on Partey is when he moves the ball forward, it's nice to see. So I'll take that all day. All right, next up, we've got uh, Pepe. Another game, another positive for me. I mean, he didn't score today, but he did have opportunities, and he looked like he was more comfortable on the ball. So that was good to see. Um, Liking what I'm seeing from him. He he's looking more comfortable out there, and I actually saw a lot more movement from him. When I say that, I mean coming back on defense, moving forward, getting in positions. I think there were opportunities where there were passes that could have been made towards him that weren't. And I think the more that we're out there playing like this, I think the more we're going to see those passes be made. Because hopefully they're going to go back and look at the tape and see there were opportunities where players were making moves and the passes just weren't being made. I mean, also, I think Pepe will hopefully realize that when he's on the ball and he's doing the step overs and over and over and over again, that he's freezing the defense and may in fact be opening that up for one of his teammates. He did make the pass, but I think as was said during the commentary, all of those step overs eventually got the shot off, and just had nothing left. So at some point, I have a feeling he's just gonna not have to do all of that and just take the shot. And maybe he'll keep the offense on their heels, the defense on their heels, and get a score. So I think the more and more he'll play, he'll be good. When Saka comes back and when Martinelli is healthy, I think all of those things will contribute with him getting more time, maybe on the bench than he wants. But if we get these type of performances from him, we'll take that, because that's what that's why they spent all that money on him, and that's why they wanted to bring him in. So it'd be nice to see him kind of you know form into the player that we want. So Pepe, good job. Next up, I'm going to go with Martinelli. I didn't get into the game last week. Got in this week, and it was good to see him out there. He he was kind of quiet, and I say that a lot when a player is out there and I don't really talk about them, or I don't really hear their name being called. He did have a couple of opportunities. He made a cross into Lacazette that was a little behind him. He one of the best plays that he made in the game, though, was he saw the danger on the left hand side. That's Cedric's side, right? And there was Rashford out there by himself, and you could just see him standing there out there by himself, and nobody saw him. But Martinelli saw him and was able to get back. I mean, he ran. He was probably about 20 yards outside the box and was able to, get in before the cross was connected to Rashford and clear it out. I mean, that's a goal saving header that he did there. So those are the types of things that the Middlesbrough Rose, the Martinellis, and the Sakas all bring together when they're all out there on the field, and we saw that in that one attempt. That right there is one of the reasons why I like to have him out there, and I believe he's bringing something different to the game. And then at halftime, he did come out. So I was a little disappointed in the sense that he's not there yet. He wasn't able to go full, not even 60 minutes. Hopefully, it's nothing more than just he needs more time to get healthy, and he's not going to be out for a while. But then we didn't bring in Willian, and so he had another opportunity to kind of show, why, show why, we want him in there. So he comes in. He has some opportunities to move the ball forward, and he doesn't do it. There was one case where there were four players around him, but the opening was going towards the goal, and he just turned and passed it backwards. And later on, he got a ball out on the open, and just you expect a little bit more from him to be able to put that goal. Get a better ball on goal. It got cleared by the defender, and I think he had the near post was open. But it was a little disappointing from him. I think we're getting used to that, and that's probably not good for him because we're seeing things every time. It's like, come on, Willian, you could do better. He could. He didn't do it today. Eventually, he actually got taken off. I think he may have got a little bumped or a little bruise, and Odegaard actually came in, which surprised me. So that's my five. I'll give you a little bit of synopsis of the rest of the game, but those are my five: Partey, Pepe, Martinelli / William, Cedric, and Holding. Those are the players that I wanted to talk about today. It was good to see Odegaard out there. I was a little surprised just because I've been saying before the game that Partey couldn't get into the game on his first opportunity. And when he did, he got 7 minutes. And guess what? Based on the substitution here, Odegaard actually came in with 7 minutes to go. So, I think it was more, that was more on just Smith Rowe having to come out at that point than it was anything else. But it's good to see him out there, kind of get his feet wet, and hopefully he'll be ready to do more as we move along. All in all, a 0-0 game is good. We didn't have our starting 11 in there. If you think with Saka, Tierney, and Marie not in there, Gabriel or Marie could have been, you got center back that didn't, get in. And then thinking that, at least for me, Partey just isn't all the way there yet. So hopefully when he's 100% or whatever the best he can be is, I'm looking forward to us doing more. I think being able to handle the United team, they pretty much had one of their stronger teams out there, and to get a 0-0 draw out of it, I think is really good for us. So that was good to see. I was a little surprised also with the lineup when I saw Runarsson back out there. It seems Ryan is already hurt, which is a surprise, but not really. It seems players come to Arsenal and the next, they're injured for one reason or another. So yeah, so that's the game. We got the draw. I'll take a draw in that sense when we're playing with our backups and they're playing with their starting 11. So we'll take that all day. We'll take a 0-0 draw. All right. So if you got any comments, leave them below. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next My 5. I try to get these out right after the game as much as I can, or sometime after the game. Let's just say that usually I have to get away and do things, so it comes out a bit later. And also I try to get another viewing of the game before I talk about it. So look out for that. You can find me on Twitter at Don't Waste a Tweet. All right. So have a good night or good day wherever you are, and just remember these words: life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. All right. Thank you. And come on, you Gunners.